so hot. Oh my God. Do not move to the desert. Oh my gosh, hi. Today we have to go through my August TBR. For the month of July, I did in fact finish all of my TBR, which means I do not have to pull an extra tarot card this month, which is a blessing because this month is the full moon readathon, which is 2 weeks long. It's hosted by Readathon. If you haven't heard about it, I will see if I can post her announcement video below, but it's already started at this point. Today is August 3rd, and that's when I'm filming this video. So a lot of these books that I'm pulling for the tarot cards, I'm also pulling for that readathon, if that makes sense. I'll walk you through all the prompts and everything as we go. But let's get our first tarot card pick. This month I will be using the Modern Witch Tarot. You've probably seen this plenty of places if you're aware of tarot. It's a very popular one, super cute. That's what we're using this month. So let's get to the first pull. Alright, so for the King of Wands, the prompt is a book that has royal characters in it. And this is going to seem a little out of order because I did actually pick which books would match up with which prompts ahead of time this time around. Last time I did it within the video. This time I did it beforehand because I knew I had so many prompts I needed to fulfill that I really needed to have the time to condense it down. So for this pick, I'm going to choose How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. It's the sort of after the Cruel Prince trilogy backstory situation. I don't know what order you actually have to read it in, but I would like to finish the trilogy before I get to this book. So this is my pick, which means that I will be reading the 3rd book at some point this month. We'll get to that. So here's my pick for King of Wands. And in terms of the full moon readathon, I am trying to collect all of the characters, which is a big undertaking considering I'm back to work this month. So that being said, I'm not trying to complete the activity challenges. I'm just trying to do the reading challenges. I'm just going to count that. But one of the reading challenges for the clown card is to read a book with a colorful cover. And I know this doesn't seem like a colorful cover, but there is in fact color on it and it's illustrated, so I feel like it counts. So let's go to our second pull. So for the second pull, we got the 9 of Wands. That prompt is to finish a series, which is where we are bringing in The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, because I would love to finish this trilogy. This also does apply to the full moon readathon, and it will help me get the Raven character, which is to read from an author you love. While Holly Black is not an all-time favorite author, there are some books of hers I didn't enjoy. I do really love this series, so there's that. Let's get into the 3rd pull. The 10 of Wands, the prompt is a vacation setting. So for this, I chose Places We've Never Been by Casey West. I have not read a Casey West book in so long. I could not tell you the last time I read one. It's at least been 2 or 3 years. And I actually found this at the thrift store and it matched this perfectly. It takes place on vacation and that's about all I remember about it. And it matches for the second clown prompt, which is a book with humor. Casey West usually has some element of humor in her books, I think. It's really hard to figure out if a book is meant to be funny or not. So hopefully this works. All right, let's go ahead and see what our 4th tarot card pull is. Got the Empress, which is to read a book with plants on the cover. And for this, I decided to go with One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I have so many Olivia Blake books on my shelf and I have never read from her, so this is going to be the first one. This also fits one of the full moon prompts. It is going to help me get the werewolf card, and you're supposed to read a book that is a special edition. I have the Barnes & Noble edition where it's the black background with the red writing. So there we go. Let's get into our last tarot pick. The last card is the 8 of Pentacles, and this prompt is to continue a series. So we've had finish a series and we've had continue a series. So to continue a series, I'm going to pick The Risk by Elle Kennedy, which is the second book in one of her sort of spin-off of the Deal series. So like she has the Deal, which is 4 books, and then she has this one, I can't remember what it's called, Briar You, which is 4 books, and then she starts with like the Graham Effect and the Dixon Rule, and like that's tied back to the Deal series. That makes sense? 2 series of 4 books. This is the second one in the second series. So we're gonna do that. This does also help with one of my full moon readathon picks. It's going to help me get the Mummy card, and it needs to be a book that I've owned for a long time. I actually have had this book sitting in a stack of about 10 books in a different room of the house that are books that I've specifically owned for a really long time. So we're gonna get that point. So while that is all of my tarot picks, I do still have a couple prompts for the full moon readathon that I need to get through. So let's talk about those books. The other prompt in order for me to get The Raven is I need to read a classic, which I'm kind of cheating on this one because I'm choosing The Stepford Wives. This is the pick for the Midnight Society book club that is run by Elizabeth from Reading Riley. I'll try and remember to link her as well. You probably know who she is if you're here, because why wouldn't you? Anyway, point is, this is her pick for either this month or next month, and I guess you could consider it like a modern classic, like everyone's heard of The Stepford Wives, so I feel like it counts. The second prompt for The Mummy is just to read a paperback, and I'm trying to not double up on any books for the readathon that I've already mentioned for the readathon, if that makes any sense. I just bumped my lights, I'm so sorry. So I decided to just pick a book that I need to read for an upcoming vlog anyway. It's the last book I need to read for that vlog, and it is On Cloud 9 by Kels Stone and somebody else, Denise. The final book on this TBR is to help me get the werewolf, is to help me get the werewolf card, which is to read a book with wolves. And this might also be a cheat, but I'm picking the director's notebook from Twilight because there are in fact sections where they specifically talk about the wolves in the movie, and there are images, so I'm counting it. All right, it is so deathly hot in this room under this light with my fan going. It's still very, very hot, so I'm gonna edit this video. I'm so sorry that it is so short, but I feel like I'm gonna die, so I'll see you later.